Hey folks, it is about 5:30 in the morning, and it is January 6th, 2021, which means I'm recording this just a couple hours before this is supposed to go live. And this is about my fifth or sixth time recording this due to various things. But essentially, there are some mistakes this episode that some of you I know are going to notice. Most of you probably will not notice, but I guarantee you, I definitely noticed these things. Mostly there's some audio desyncing happening with a couple episodes in Mando Season 2. We don't know what's going on, we don't know how to fix it, and I've worked with almost every single workaround I know, and at this point, Mandalorian Season 2 is already like 2 weeks out of being relevant, so we just kind of want to get this out and move on to the next project. Assistant editor and I, LittleMissHoundoom, there was a lot of difficulties with Mando Season 2. I don't want to get into it, but essentially, this was already very frustrating. If you notice some things, I'm sorry. This is how this episode goes. It just be like that sometimes. If you want, though, we could play a little bug hunt. If you notice audio desyncings, go ahead and write them in time codes down below. I will heart them if I notice that you got them all right, and if you miss them, well, you just won't get that little heart, which means nothing to most people, but I know most of us are achievement hunters, so that's fun if you want to do that. This is a fun little activity. So that's what's going on. Thank you so much for understanding, and this is not a bad episode of D&D Alignments. We put a lot of work into it. It's just, if you notice that, believe me, it's bothering me more than it's bothering you. So thank you for understanding, and let's go ahead and get started. Howdy friendos, my name is Stuart, and welcome to the part of the channel where we take a look at pop culture characters and determine what alignment they are in Dungeons & Dragons. And if you've been following me on Twitter, and you should, why haven't you done that yet, I have got lots of hot takes that will make everyone upset, not just you specifically. Anyway, if you've been following me on Twitter, you'll know that I've been wanting to start to do more video essays, kind of like what I've been doing with my has-been videos. So next week I'll be premiering a video called What Can Star Wars Learn from Broly? And I'm actually really serious on this. However, I'm stuck between two different thumbnails, which I think are equally funny and dumb, but I'm not sure which one to use. Should I use this thumbnail of Broly and Rey screaming at each other, or should I just use this really totally dumb thing I made as a joke with my cousin? I like both of them, but I just can't decide, and whatever you guys think is best, I'll go with. And I hope, with that vote, you guys will go ahead and join me on next week's video. A lot of work has gone into it. But consider this something of a New Year's resolution. I still plan to make alignment videos, but I also want to expand into some other stuff. I hope you guys can join me next week in the premiere, and maybe we'll do a celebration stream afterwards and hang out. But let's go ahead and get into our character. If you haven't seen my Mandalorian video from last year, then I would make sure to go ahead and watch it now. But if you are one of those who are okay with spoilers, and if you're sure you don't want the full experience of an epic 2-part YouTube video, well, I guess you can stick around. Our main series protagonist is a man named Din Djarin, and during the Clone Wars, his homeworld, and I know I'm going to say this wrong, Akvatina, was attacked by separatist battle droids and was saved by members of the Mandalorian Death Watch. After his rescue, he was raised as a foundling, a member who wasn't originally born of the Mandalorian homeworld. We learned in Season 2 that he was raised under an extremely strict set of rules and principles from a group called the Children of the Watch, a cult of Mandalorians whose religious zealotry of following the way of Mandalore was considered extreme, even by other Mandalorians. Din is an individual who is guided by his code of ethics and honor. In Season 1, he refused to remove his helmet even when it would have cost him his life, but luckily there was a workaround that did save him. In the first season, we labeled him as lawful neutral, but determined by the end that he was firm lawful good. Now, in Season 2, he is being tasked with returning Baby Yoda, whose name is revealed to be Grogu, by the way, to the Jedi so that he can be raised among his own people. If you have not seen Season 2, go watch it now on Disney Plus, because it's actually freaking great. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and see what the alignment of our hero is. Oh, and as is tradition, we'll go ahead and take a look at Baby Yoda at the end of the video. And with that, let's go.
Tell me where the Mandalorians are.
After being double-crossed, Din takes out all of his informant's mercenaries and then strings up the guy who double-crossed him. After getting the information he wants, he lets the wild animals kill him. Many of you might think this is lawful evil, and to be honest, it kinda is. But if the guy had just asked for money or literally done anything but double-cross him, Mando wouldn't have done anything to harm the guy. Thanks to the Cyclops' actions here, Mando's life and Baby Yoda's life was put into risk, and like 5 other mercenaries are dead because Din had to defend himself. While some might see this as cruel, I think most of us will see this as justice, lawful neutral. After being tipped off about another Mandalorian on Tatooine, Din heads to the planet and arrives in town where a character named Cobb Vanth, aka the Marshal, also I don't think I'm saying that name right, reveals that he is in possession of Boba Fett's old armor. Din demands that he surrender it back to the Mandalorians. Before they could come to blows, a crate dragon conveniently arrives in town and presents a more dangerous threat. Din agrees to help the town get rid of it in exchange for safe return of the armor. However, realizing it was a greater threat than they originally thought, Mando brokers peace between the denizens of the town and the local sand people in a united show of force. Together they take down the crate dragon and everyone leaves the encounter happy and satisfied. Lawful good, twice.
Don't hurt the child.
Mando exchanges his jetpack for Baby Yoda's safety. As the looter was running off with the pack, Mando remotely activates the jetpack, killing the looter. I'm just gonna say lawful neutral for the same reasons as the first ding earlier. The Mandalorian agrees to help this frog lady get to her homeworld in order to save her spawn with her husband. He does this in exchange for information on more Mandalorians. He is not allowed to use hyperdrive at the risk of damaging her eggs, which kicks off a lot of this episode's plot. Lawful neutral. Oof, Baby Yoda eats this lady's unfertilized eggs. Mando tries to stop him several times this episode, but have you guys ever actually tried to stop a baby or toddler from getting something they want? It ain't easy. Neutral.
We notice your transponder is not emitting.
Okay, so last season, Mando helped someone out of prison, and now he's wanted under the New Republic. So rather than being arrested, Din nopes the hell out of there onto an alien planet where they get stuck. Oops. Chaotic neutral. Din gives up and tells his passengers that they'll be stuck on this dangerous ice planet for a while. He honestly isn't trying very hard, not only because he's annoyed, but because he also wants to lay low and avoid the 2 New Republic officers that are looking for him. Neutral. He is then shamed by the frog lady for not trying as hard as he should. So he goes out to fix the ship more. When the lady then wanders off to seek warmer temperatures, she finds a hot spring to which Din then helps her get out of. They are then attacked by
demon ice fighters from outer space.
Mando fends them off, saving her and Baby Yoda in the process. Neutral good, twice.
Would say I forego the bounties on these 3 criminals.
Mando should be arrested for springing the prisoner last season, but the New Republic officers rescue him from the demon ice fighters from outer space, since he saved the security officer from prison, and he also apprehended 3 other criminals. He tries to negotiate for them to help him get off the planet, but it doesn't work. Can't win them all, I guess. Lawful neutral. After arriving on Trask, Mando goes with some Quarren, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, sailors to go find more Mandalorians. While on the trip, what the fuck, dude? Oh god, Mando jumps into the contraption to save Baby Yoda from the Momma core without hesitation. Neutral good! After being rescued by the other Mandalorians, Din gets pretty upset when they reveal their faces and inform him that he and the group he was raised under are some weird sect of Mandalorians, and that their ancient religion has kind of been forgotten by mainstream Mandalorians. He flies away without so much as a thank you. Chaotic neutral. After the betrayal of the Quarren, don't like these alien names. The other Mandalorians approach him and ask if he'd be willing to help them retake the Mandalorian homeworld. Din says the planet is cursed and that he is only interested in returning Baby Yoda to the Jedi. The leader of the Mandalorians, Bo-Katan, says that she will help him find some Jedi if he helps them retake some stolen weapons from some Imperial loyalists. He agrees and they do a bunch of ass-kicking together. Din then goes above and beyond, helping them to take the ship and protecting their lives with his own. Lawful good. Okay, so technically this is a filler episode. That isn't a bad thing, to be honest, but not a lot happens here either. So Mando heads back to Navarro in order to get his ship repaired. He drops off Baby Yoda out of school and then makes a deal to help liberate Navarro from Imperial control, despite the fact that he isn't really up for an adventure. They then head to the refinery that they intend to blow up and sabotage it. While they are there, they discover that Moff Gideon is still alive and he's doing something with genetic engineering and needs more blood from Baby Yoda. Worried about him, Mando jetpacks back to town where he then hops in the Razor Crest and saves the day in the last second. Good stuff. Lawful good 3 times this episode.
Where do I find this Jedi?
Okay, this is super clever. Mando arrives on a planet where he knows there's a Jedi and walks into a town that asks him to go and assassinate her. He specifically uses the line, "Where can I find this Jedi?" in order to trick them into revealing her location without committing himself to their deal. Very lawful good. Okay, so earlier Mando was given a tip that he needs to seek out someone named Asuka Katana? I don't know. I've never heard of this Jedi. She's probably unimportant. Anyway, Suki Tanny attacks him thinking Din was sent to kill her. He manages to talk her down, and she reveals Baby Yoda's true name is Grogu, and he is lawful good just like this action.
I like firsts. Good or bad, they're always memorable.
You see to it that Grogu is properly trained.
Din tells Sakura that he was sent to kill her, but instead he makes a deal with her to liberate the nearby town from the magistrate if she can make sure Grogu is properly trained in the ways of the Jedi. They go and free the town, but the girl from Orange Trainer still refused to do it, sensing much fear in him. She instead recommends that he goes to another planet and use some sort of stone on the top of a temple in order to seek other Jedi. She gifts him with the Beskar staff from the magistrate as a consolation. Lawful good. In this episode, Din must defend Grogu while he sits atop his magic force rock thing that allows him to make contact with another Jedi. He is attacked by the Imperial Loyalist and earns a lawful good for protecting him here. I'm sorry, no. I really hate this. I mean, I kind of tolerated the last group of cameos because they were all from a different era and pretty obscure and fresh to people who've only watched the movies. But we've just entered really bad fanfic territory where my OC just teamed up with Boba Fett, you guys. Isn't my story so cool? Or rather, that's what I originally wrote. Then episode 8 happened. Wait a tick before you comment about how wrong I am. This would have happened 10 minutes ago if we didn't have Boba Fett chewing the scenery. They fly now? They fly now. Din makes a deal with Boba Fett to go rescue Grogu from the Dark Troopers. Lawful good. Another filler episode. Again, not bad. It is a good one. In this episode, Mando makes a deal with Mayfield to go get Moff Gideon's ship coordinates. They infiltrate an Imperial outpost to get them. Even though they are using deception, the fact that they are making a deal for another person's sake is lawful good. Oh, I love it! So according to Mayfield, you have to get your face scanned to get the MacGuffin. So Mando breaks his religious code in order to get it to save Grogu. Big moment! Chaotic good.
Looked to me like prisoner number 34667 died in the refinery explosion on Morak.
Hey! They give Mayfield his freedom since he helped them rescue Grogu. Chaotic good.
You are a clone. I've heard your voice thousands of times.
Oh, shit! Okay, I take it back. This is worth bringing back Boba Fett. I never knew I wanted to hear this conversation. Holy shit!
Moff Gideon is mine. Got it?
Din's busy this episode. His job is to prevent the Dark Troopers from being deployed, rescue Grogu while the others assault from the front, and make sure Bo-Katan fights Moff Gideon. He manages to accomplish 2 out of 3 of these. Lawful good, times 3. Before his fight with Gideon, though, he tried to just grab Grogu and go. This technically is breaking the plans he made with the others. I'd actually say this is chaotic good since he's breaking his deal with the others to do so. Chaotic good. Din tries to give the Darksaber to Bo-Katan. However, due to legend technicality, she can't take it. He repeats this process several times, willing to give her the artifact. Neutral good.
Are you a Jedi?
Ah, I love it. Mando and Grogu separate. Grogu goes with Luke Skywalker and they have a sweet goodbye. This is so good. Lawful good. Whew. Okay, I did not expect Mandalorian Season 2 to be this good. Plus, at the end credits scene, it's revealed that Din's story, for now, is done, and we're getting a Boba Fett chapter after this? Is this restraint? Is this progress? Is Star Wars actually getting good? Ooh, oh wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. I mean, seeing all of this kind of activates my flight or fight response, but like, hey, if each of these littler shows is as good as the 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, I'll take it. Plus, I'm kind of interested in seeing what's going to happen on Mandalore or what's going to happen with some other parts. This should be okay? Oh, also, Din starts this season as lawful good, and he's consistent throughout. He takes his duty with Grogu seriously, and it is an immensely satisfying payoff when he does take off his helmet and breaks his code for the one that he considers closest to him. And I believe that there's actually some lore somewhere, don't quote me, where that part is actually allowed. You're allowed to reveal your face to the one who's closest to you. I can't quite remember, but I remember hearing that somewhere. Someone help me out in the comments, please. Especially that episode with Yoko Asahara. That was extremely well written. Remember to tune in next week for our Star Wars Dragon Ball video, and as promised, the Baby Yoda, aka Grogu, bonus round. Okay, so Grogu didn't realize the importance of the frog lady's eggs, Plus, it was confirmed at certain places that these are unfertilized eggs. I'd argue Grogu didn't actually know the significance of these eggs and so was just kind of listening to Mando. Neutral for the first offense and neutral evil for the second and third time. Weird how a lot of Grogu's actions this season involve food. He steals cookies from another kid after being told no. Technically neutral evil. Grogu either couldn't or wouldn't use the Force for Sokka of the Water Tribe, instead only taking the ball from Din's hands because he wanted to. Chaotic neutral. Holy shit! Grogu wrecks these stormtroopers with the Force. It is awesome. Nat 20 scene. Oh, also neutral. Also, can we talk about how actually hilarious this scene is? We're watching a grown-ass man mock and intimidate a baby Muppet with a laser sword completely unironically for like a full minute. This show is great. Oh, also, I don't particularly care if I'm wrong here, but Baby Yoda not wanting to leave with Din, but eventually deciding to because it's the right thing to do for both of them, is lawful good and stupid cute. I'm going off script here. This is fucking adorable. Give me more of this, please. Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.